Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to be about 5-10 minutes before we start, just to let all of our participants join. Hi, everyone. We'll start momentarily. It'll be about 10 minutes, and then once we have everyone here, we'll go ahead and start the presentation. Hi, everybody. Just giving it a few more minutes, and we'll go ahead and start the presentation. Okay, we have a few more coming in. We'll start shortly, okay? All right, so we'll get started. My name is Rene Gonzalez. I am the eligibility coordinator at Housing and Residence Life at Cal State LA. Today's webinar will be on the housing application process for the academic year of 2023-24. Mainly what we will be going over is for the South Village area, which is for our incoming freshmen and any new students who are not going to be 21 within the academic year. This webinar is open for everyone to join. There will be a small section that may vary, which is like the room section and special community interests, as well as meal plans, but As far as the application is concerned, everyone will more or less see the same thing. Okay. Okay, just some housekeeping things. I do have my housing staff in the background. They are actually my panelists, and during the presentation, you can ask questions in the Q&A, and my team will go ahead and answer that. If there is a reoccurring question that is being asked a lot, they will go ahead and interject, and I can ask it and answer it live. So we'll be on the lookout for that. If you have any questions, again, you can go ahead and drop it in the Q&A. Let's see. So we have representatives in the comments to answer your questions. We'll have a few minutes after the presentation to directly answer any questions you might have. And then at the end of it, maybe tomorrow we'll send you all a copy of the presentation as well as the video so you can refer back to it. Okay, so we'll be going over the benefits of living on campus, the housing amenities, the housing application process, frequently asked questions, and our contact information. So why you should live on campus? So studies show that living on campus increases the likelihood that students will achieve a higher rate of academic success. Also, living on campus, you get access to leadership opportunities. You can build meaningful connections. So you can maybe find your new best friend here on campus. It is a safe environment here. You will also have access to counseling and other professionals on campus. And then you can quickly get to class and to other on-campus events and more. All right, again, so we'll be going over the South Village. This is how it looks like. You can see here every floor has a living area, so a common area where you can play games, watch TV. There's also a small convenience store, and every tower has a laundry room. All rooms are furnished. There are restrooms and showers on every floor. There are study and community lounges, the health and wellness zone, which is like a gym. There is also a spin room in the gym, as well as some meditation rooms. There is the dining hall, the Village Cafe, which is a convenience store, the learning center, the mail room, and themed communities. Again, some other amenities, you have the study rooms, meditation rooms, spin cycle rooms, community lounges, and more. One second. I don't think I shared my screen. Let me share that with you. Thank you, team. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. Let me back up a bit then. Okay, so again, here's how the South Village area looks like. Here's the convenience store, and then here are the laundry rooms. Again, there are some learning center rooms and students can study in. Okay, so here's the spin room. This is how our dining area looks like. Another picture of our convenience store. And now we'll get into the housing application process. So the housing application process allows students the opportunity to apply for housing and for the upcoming academic year. The application actually opened for everyone on March 15th. So everyone who has paid an ECD will be able to view the application. It normally does take about 1 to 2 weeks after you've paid your ECD to view the application itself. So I would wait about a week or two if you can log in yet. That means that the university is still processing your payment and inserting you into our system. April 17, for any returning students, they will be able to choose roommates through the roommate wizard. And on April 18, it will open for all new students. Okay, so here is our timeline. Again, here is April 17 when our roommate wizard opens for anyone that's returning. Then for April 18, any new residents will have access to the roommate wizard. May 1st is your ECD deadline, so please be sure to commit to this university by then. For those that are going to be living in the apartments, we will allow a room selection process. We're still building in the background, so we haven't quite determined a date for that. But again, this will only be for the apartments. For those of you that are staying in South Village, this is not applying to you. And then on June 26th, we will have the assignment process. June 30, the roommate wizard process will close. July 19th will be that'll be the last day to cancel your housing without any fees or penalties. So if you're planning to cancel, you have up till July 19th to do that. For those that are not going to be 18 within the academic year, you will have to submit a medical consent form. So let's say on move-in day, if you're not 18, you will be required to submit a medical consent form. That means that, in case there is, if medical attention is required, we're allowed to call the emergency number for someone to assist. Okay. And then the housing priority deadline will be August 9th. So anyone who applies after this day may be placed on a wait list. There is a lot of work that comes in the background when setting up bedrooms. So we're asking students to submit their application by this day. Anyone who applies after, again, they will be placed on a wait list. And then we will begin our assignment process again on August 21st. And then lastly, on September 8th, that is when the housing payment is due. So this will be after move-in day, but we are asking students to complete their payment by September 8th. Okay, so again, before applying for housing, you have to make sure you're in good academic standing, judicial and financial standing. You have to make sure you pay your enrollment confirmation deposit, ECD, of $100. This can take 1 to 2 weeks to process. Review the different interests and learning communities you may want to join. Identify which community you wish to live in and qualify for. Determine your preferred room type. If you want a specific person as a roommate or housemate, confirm their interests and make sure both your preferred room type matches on your application. If you do not have a specific roommate in mind, you will have a chance to search for a roommate later. Definitely review your financial aid and budget to choose the best payment plan. Yeah, make sure you have a plan when applying for housing. Some students, what's happened in the past, they apply for housing and then they don't know how they're going to pay for it. So we do strongly recommend that students know that these are the costs for housing and that you're going to be able to afford it, whether it be through financial aid, student loans, any packages that you may have. So just be sure you can afford it. Here are the prices for those living in South Village. You will be required to have a meal plan, so just keep that in consideration. These are the academic year prices, but you aren't charged that up front. You are charged per semester. So when you are charged before the September 8th deadline, the charges will be posted sometime at the middle of July, end of July. So when you see your charge, you're going to see the semester rate and not the academic rate. Okay, so if you have a health condition or disability that requires a housing accommodation, please register with the Office for Students with Disabilities for a housing recommendation. This includes requests for service animals or emotional support animals. So at the very end of the application, you will also be asked for a $40 payment, and this will lock in your application and be considered as complete. Okay, so let's start the housing application. For those of you that want to follow maybe on your cell phone, you can go ahead and Google Cal State LA housing, and you will be prompted this page. I'll give you all a couple of minutes just to go ahead and do that if you want to follow. All right, so once you're on the web page, you can select the housing portal, and that'll direct you directly to the housing portal. And it'll look something like this. Okay, so when you're logging in, you want to select the CSULA Student SSO login button. This will prompt you to the login feature from the campus. So sometimes students will say, hey, I don't have a username or password. That is because it's embedded with the university. So we ask students to select the Student SSO login feature. Okay, so once you're logged in, you will see this page. At the very top, you'll see Housing Application 2324. Go ahead and select that. Okay, so um, you want to read each page carefully before making selections and moving forward. When you're ready to click Apply for the academic year 2324 license agreement. So if you see here at the bottom, circled in red, you want to select that apply. You will see the spring feature, but this is not open. Students are only required to apply for the academic year, not per semester. So if you lock in the academic year 23-24, this includes both the fall and the spring. Okay. Once you select apply, if you can see on the right hand side, you can see Eddie the Eagle waving at you all. And you will be able to start the application process. It's going to ask you about personal contact information, emergency contact information, as well as missing person contact information. Okay, and then you will select save and continue. And then it'll prompt you to the student profile. So this is where it's important to be as truthful as possible. This is where our system drags in any data to match students during the roommate wizard process. So if you want to live with like-minded individuals, you want to be sure to answer these questions. Sorry, one sec. Okay, so again, this is the student profile. You will be able to see many options relating to yourself. And again, I would suggest being as truthful as possible. Then you will be prompted the community preferences. You will see a brief synopsis of what the different special interest communities are. And you can decide to choose your two preferences. When we are making our assignments, we do place roommate preference as, you know, our main feature that we go by. So if you would prefer to be with your roommate, we are going to make that selection first. Okay, so these are unique communities that engage students who share similar interests and our lifestyles. Here you'll have an opportunity to read through each community's description to see if any might be a good fit. And then you will be prompted the special interest community. So these communities, you will be asked to submit maybe a personal statement as to why you want to be a part of that community. For example, there's the Halisi floor and the Latinx floor, as well as gender inclusive. So we ask students to submit a personal statement so that we can review it and see that you are fit for the program. For programs like Halisi, I believe you do need to have a class that relates to Halisi scholars. So just be prepared for that, and it'll be all written out there for you. Okay, so the next slide is the room preferences. Here you will be able to see the double and triple option, and you will not see the single option. Main frequently asked question is students will ask, can I have a bedroom to myself? Um, right now we are not advertising a single bedroom unless you have an OSD accommodation. So if you've registered with the the Office of Students with Disabilities, um, and they've approved you, then we will try to accommodate you by providing you a single if that's what they requested. But for all other students, we will not offer the option for singles. We will have a room change process, which will take place 3 weeks after move-in. And if at this time, if we have available space to offer singles, then in this case, we might allow you to move to a single bedroom. But as far as move-in day, you will not be able to move into a single. Okay. So again, the application will route you to the appropriate room options based on your age. Um, if you are if you are not going to be 21 within the academic year, you will see South Village. If you will be 21 within the academic year, then you'll see the apartments page. Okay, I'll go ahead and so for winter break housing, residents with an active housing agreement for academic year 23-24, intercession will be included in your license agreement. This past year, we did ask students to go home for the winter break. So for this new coming year, students can stay here and they don't have to go home for the break, but you're, you're more than welcome to stay if you'd like. Um, for students who are approved to cancel their housing agreement for spring, in that case, you do have to check out from the university by 2 p.m. On the last day of the final exam. So that'll be Saturday, December 16th. Okay, I'll let you all read that real quick. Okay, then the next page will be the meal plan page. Again, the meal plan is required. You will have the All Access 5, which is Monday through Friday. You can eat all you care to eat. And then there's the All Access 7, which is Monday through Sunday, where you can eat as much as you care to eat. Um, there are vegan and vegetarian options, and we just recently have a new facility here at Dining with a new company that's helping us out, and they are very good with accommodating students with their dietary needs. So if you do have questions about a dietary restriction that you may have, or you need a special diet, then I would recommend that you talk to the dining manager and see if they can assist you with that. Again, meal plans are required for all new students and transfer students. Okay, so after the meal plan page, you will see the student guide as well as the license agreement. So the student guide, I do encourage everyone to read that. That will give you information on what you can and cannot do in housing, what to bring, what not to bring, and just good information about our process here. Then after, you will see the license agreement. So I want you all to really pay attention to this because you are engaging in a contract. The license agreement is a lot like a housing lease. So I just want everyone to make sure that when you sign this, you're engaging in a contract. So just make sure you're carefully reading that and you understand the terms and of the agreement before signing it at the end. Okay. Then you will see a page on meningitis as well as our health mandate compliance. For meningitis, this is something that we recommend, but it is optional, and you can receive more information here. And then you will see a page on the health mandate. So for this new coming year, we will no longer be taking information as far as your COVID-19 vaccination status. In the past, we were collecting this information and requiring um, students that decided they prefer not to vaccinate due to an exemption, then they did not have to, they would have to test every week. So moving forward, we will no longer be doing that. But again, things can change. So just be sure if anything new is implemented, we will enforce that per the CDC as well as LA County. Okay. All right, so here again, you'll see the deadlines for payment. For the fall, you will see September 8th to 2023, and for the spring, it'll be February 9th, 2024. These are important payment deadlines to keep in mind. Students will also have the option to set up a payment plan sometime in July. So just be on the lookout for any information on that in your campus email. Um, when we post charges, you will find that on your Get account. So again, just be on the lookout for that. Um, so I'll let you see that. And then we're close to the end here. Then now you're going to be prompted the payment page. You will be asked to pay $40, and when you select this, you'll be directed to the Transact website where you will be able to pay via Visa or other payment options. Once you pay that, the page will ask you to go back to the housing portal. So just be sure you're going back to the portal because there's one final step in order to make sure that your application is complete. Okay. And this is the final page. It'll say complete application. It was the almost there page. And once you select complete application on our system, it'll say that you are complete and you are locked in for housing. Just be aware, housing is not guaranteed. We will try our best to accommodate, but housing is not guaranteed. And this is the final page. You will see this green banner and it'll say that your application is complete. You've signed the license agreement, aka the contract, and that you've paid your $40 application fee. So once you see this page, it's complete. The next steps will be the roommate wizard process. Again, that won't go live till April 17th for any returners and April 18th for any new students, and it will open at noon. We will be sending information on this and how to properly go through the roommate wizard and best practices of finding the best a roommate that best complements you. So yeah, just be on the lookout for that. Some important reminders: students are highly encouraged to apply early. Participation in the housing application will be on a first come, first served basis. Housing placement is not guaranteed. Students who miss application deadlines may be placed on a wait list. Be mindful of all the deadlines. So that page earlier, I can actually go back to it. I'll allow you to take a screenshot of that just so that you have it for reference. And just read and understand the student housing license agreement and its terms prior to signing. Understand that the policies regarding housing cancellations and meal plans must be made 30 days in advance prior to the beginning of the semester. And then contact housing with any questions if you that, and you'll see that information on the next page. But let me go back real quick so that um, one sec. Okay, so if you want to take a screenshot of this, these are definitely important dates to keep in mind. I'll give you all a couple seconds. Okay, and I will go to the frequently asked questions. So can I bring my pet eagle? No, animals other than fish are allowed in the residence halls and apartments. So no, you cannot bring your pet eagle, but you are allowed to bring a fish. You're allowed up to 10 gallons if you'd like. If you do have a service animal or need an emotional support animal, you may register with the Office for Students with Disabilities at calsole.edu/OSD. And I've posted the phone number here. Again, can I have my own room? So single rooms are limited and typically reserved only for students with disabilities. So if you have a disability where it is recommended that you have a single bedroom, OSD will go ahead and let us know, but you have to go through OSD before you can lock in a single. We are not advertising singles at this time, maybe during the room change process, but not at this time. I'm a transfer student. Where would I live? So all students under 21 within the academic year will be required to live in South Village. Students are over 21 within the academic year, or yeah, will live in phase 1, phase 2 apartments. What if I want to live with people I know? So we have the roommate wizard, and it'll allow you to maybe find your new best friend, and that'll go live on April 17th for returning students, April 18th for any new students. Be sure you each have each other's CIN and maybe your full legal name. That way you can share information. And during the roommate wizard process, it actually gives you the option to speak with the other person. So if you all want to exchange some information like your IG handle, you can go ahead and DM each other and get to know each other. So yeah, that concludes this webinar presentation. Here is our contact information. And here's Eddie the Eagle giving you the thumbs up. So I'll open it up now for any questions that you all may have. Again, you can drop it in the Q&A and my team will be ready to answer that. If I see anything that is reoccurring, I can go ahead and answer it live. Okay.
Hi, Renee, can you go back to how to start the application? Was a student that wasn't able to see how you logged in?
Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
All right, so this is our web page. I'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and add the handle to the chat so you all can click that. And when you go, so once you're on our webpage, you would select the housing portal. And then once you press that, it'll take you to the housing portal page. And just be sure that when you're logging in, you're selecting the student SSO login. Enrique, are we going over the application for transfer students? So we will be going over we'll be having another info session on April 21st, I believe, and this will be open for everyone. It will be geared to the apartments, but it'll be very similar to this presentation, but you're more than welcome to join that one as well. Yes, we will be sending everyone who attended this meeting, and we will be offering you a copy of the video as well as a PDF file of the presentation just for your reference. For those of you that are interested in applying for the RA position, normally this will open up sometime in November of 2023. So if you want to be a part of that, I would recommend doing that sometime in November, or at least inquiring about it so we can get you more information on that. One student asked, are meal plans mandatory? So in South Village, and if you are a new transfer student, meal plans will be required. Can I switch my roommates mid-year? So again, we will have a room change process, which will take place 3 weeks after move-in. At this time, if let's say you have a falling out with your new best friend, then you can go ahead and request to change rooms. It will have to be reviewed, so it's not guaranteed, but we will offer the opportunity 3 weeks after move-in.
Hi, just to piggyback what Renee just said, there is going to be an additional charge for any room requests for the upcoming year for spring and fall. So just keep that in mind when you're searching for roommates. Okay, thank you.
Can I bring a mini fridge? So in South Village, you will be allowed a mini fridge in the bedroom, but only one per bedroom. So whoever your roommate's going to be sure that you coordinate that with them, and make sure that you only have one fridge. If there are two, that will be breaking policy, and your RA may be writing you up on that. Microwaves are not allowed. Fridges are the only thing, mini fridges are the only thing that are allowed. So no hot plates, no microwaves, no crock pots. We do have a kitchen on the first floor that students can use, and you're more than welcome to use that area. Is the whole South Village building co-ed? So no, the way South Village is designed is in 3 towers. So you have tower 1, tower 2, tower 3, and every floor will have a different community. So we have the STEM floor. We also might have the Halisi floor, and there's also gender specific floors. And if you want to be in co-ed floor, you will be able to select that in the housing application. So if you want to be in gender specific floor, you're more than welcome to choose that option. How far are the residence halls from dining halls and classes? So that's a really good question. The dining hall is actually on the first floor of the South Village area. Um, from every tower's main door, I would say it's less than a 3-minute walk. So it's, fairly close. As far as campus is concerned, we're directly adjacent to the university. So to get there, you probably will have to walk up 5 minutes up the stairs and you're on campus. So the living area is really close to campus, if not on campus. Um, so parking, students are allowed to bring a vehicle to campus. You will be required to pay for a permit, but if you want to bring a car, you can bring a car. Housing is assigned on a first come, first served basis. So if for whatever reason, we become full, you would be placed on a wait list. But this is why it's important to apply early on so you can secure a space. But it is on a first come, first served basis. What is preview day? So preview day will be a open house. This will take place April 15th on a Saturday. So you will have the opportunity to come to campus, meet us in person. We'll be hosting tours of the living areas. I believe there's going to be a special rate on the dining area. So if you want to go in and dine there, you definitely can do that. And so this is a open house event. All departments on campus are going to participate and you're going to see a ton of tents. So if you have more questions about housing, you're more than welcome to stop by our table and we can provide you with a tour and more information.
Renee, as far as dining, they will have regular prices on that day because at the event, they're actually going to get food up on campus. But they will be open. So if you get breakfast early in the morning, but you want to do brunch, they close at 1 o'clock on that day. But they will be tabling outside of the dining area and they probably will have like giveaways.
Awesome. Thank you, Maria.
You're welcome.
Is there security 24/7? Great question. So we actually do have a police department on campus. They operate 24/7, 7 days a week, and they provide escort service 24/7 as well. So if you have a class that's later in the evening, you're more than welcome to call public safety and they'll send over an escort and they can assist you to your housing area or to your car. So they're really good about that. So how do I access the roommate wizard? So the roommate wizard will automatically open within the housing application. So when the roommate wizard opens, you're simply going to go back to your housing application. Um, um, let's see. I can actually show you. One sec. Okay, so it will look something similar to this. If you can see here on the bottom left, a new feature is going to open. It'll say Roommate Wizard, and at that time, you'll be able to access that new page. Right now, you won't be able to see that because it's not open, but when it's time to open, you'll be able to see it. So somebody asked, what is phase 1 and phase 2? So phase 1 and phase 2 is our other living area. So where you all will be going more than likely will be the South Village. And our other area, if you can actually see here at the top, On the right-hand side, you'll see South Village, this white building, and you see here all the trees. That is the phase 1, phase 2 area where it's more traditional apartments. Is the residence hall and apartments the same price? It is not the same price. Those living in South Village pay one rate, and those living in the apartments do pay another rate. And you can see those rates on our website. But you will not be able to choose where you want to live. You will only be able to the system will show you exactly where you would be applying. So if you see here, it says SV, SV, SV. The system routed this person to only see South Village living area. I'm a single mother with 2 toddlers. I need my own apartment. Can I be accommodated? Unfortunately, we do not provide housing to families. So unfortunately, we would not be able to accommodate you, but we do have other neighboring resources, and you can reach out to Dean of Students and they can provide you with other housing options around campus. If you want to not apply for the fall, then we will open a spring application. This will go live sometime in November. But if you would only like to stay in for the spring, I would suggest waiting for the spring only application. So on preview day, you will be able to request a tour. We'll have a ton of staff. We'll have the RAs helping out that day, and you can request a tour. I would definitely recommend coming in earlier. We expect it to be a warm day, so definitely come earlier. Or, let's see. Yeah, it's going to be a fun day. So I expect that the tours are going to be super busy. So if you want to wait as least amount of time as possible, definitely get there early.
Renee, I can help a little bit with that. So if you're going to be attending preview day, they actually have a schedule where in the morning you can visit the tables from 8 to about 9:15, 9:30. And then at 9:30, everyone needs to go to the gym. In the morning part, the 8 to 9:30 will be tabling on campus. So you'll be able to visit, come ask questions, maybe grab some swag. And the housing tours will actually take place after you come out of the gym. So around, I think 11:15 to 1 p.m. is when we'll actually have the tours. We'll still have the table on campus, but you'll actually be able to come down to housing to do the tours after 11:15.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, just going through the questions. Is there going to be orientation for new students? That is a really good question. Normally, the business operations side does not provide an orientation, but I imagine that RAs will be reaching out to you and maybe just getting some housekeeping stuff going, probably on first week of classes. Maria, you have some information on that?
I do actually. So I think they're asking about orientation for the university. So students will be having orientation during the summertime that you will need to sign up. I believe that I know it was required for freshmen. I'm not sure about transfers now. But if you go to the Cal Sally webpage, go to the search button and put orientation, you can get more information. And I do recommend that if you're going to be coming to school and if it's required, sign up early because they do fill up. And if you're not able to, there's only specific dates when you can sign up. And if it gets full and you can't sign up for that date, you'll have to do like a makeup date. And this is when you actually sign up for your classes and register. So it's important that you make sure to apply early.
All right. Okay. So what happens if all right. So what happens if a new student is not able to get housing and they're not from LA? So in this case, let's say hypothetically that we are full, then I would suggest going to off-campus housing or be placed on a wait list. But right now we still are early on in the process, so we are not full. And I encourage everyone to apply as soon as possible. I do imagine there will be more students living here next year, so definitely get your application in as soon as possible. How does the laundry system work? Oh, so the laundry system will, I believe it's an app, and you will put in your payment information on that app. And when you're using the machine, you will actually, Chris, would you be able to help me with this one?
For using the machine,
Yeah.
you download an app. I think it's called Wash app, and then you load your money on it, and then you could pay through there. If you do not want to use the app, credit cards are acceptable. However, the machines do not take cash. So credit card or using the app.
And then also, I believe that when you're going to do laundry, it'll automatically take $8 from your account. So you need to make sure you have at least $8. But if you use less than $8, you'll be reimbursed for the difference within a couple hours.
One student asked, I already submitted my application and paid my $40. Can I go back and edit my application? Unfortunately, once you complete most of the options in the housing application process, the answers do lock in. So be sure that when you are selecting something and press save and continue, that you intend to select that because you won't be able to go back. We can edit this on the back end and you can send us an email on changing your preference. But just to, avoid that, I would suggest, just make sure that the options you select, that's what you intend to select. Maria, we have a question. For preview day, it only gives them the option to bring either one or two people. Is there a limit on how many people they can bring?
That's something that I don't remember them discussing, but if it only allows them to sign up to 2 people, it could be that they do have a limit because I know sometimes they give away shirts and they give this time they're giving away food. So I think it may have something to do with that as well. So they can make sure that as many people get fed that signed up.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Also, I'm compiling a list of email addresses for some of the most common things that students may want to know. So I'll put that in towards the end.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so we are winding down here. Any last minute questions that you all want to ask? Go ahead and drop it in the Q&A. Somebody asked, just to be clear, we do not need to do TB tests. Is that correct? This is correct. For this coming year, we are no longer doing TB clearances. In the past, we did require that all students submit a TB test if you selected. So there is a questionnaire, and depending on how you answered that questionnaire, you would be asked to submit a TB test. But this year we will not be doing TB screenings. Okay, thank you everyone for joining. This concludes our webinar.
Wait, Renee,
Um,
I need to send the links, but it's not allowing me to, so I'm gonna send it to the team really quickly. So if you can share this.
What is the link for?
It has all the different links of the different popular things they may need. Like it has a link for OSD, for parking, for meal plan and rates, what to bring with you, dining menu, meal plan information, special living communities. So I just shared it in the webinar chat for us, but I don't think I can do it for everyone, for the students.
Okay. Okay, I sent it to everyone. You will be able
Oh,
to
perfect.
see that in the chat. If you can, go ahead and copy paste this into Notepad or maybe Word, because I believe it will close once we end the session. So go ahead and copy paste that real quick. Any last minute questions? All right, thank you so much for joining us. If you want to join us for the April 21st webinar, you're more than welcome to do so, okay? You have a great day.